Welcome back, everybody. First Cabral HouseCall of the weekend. Can't wait to share this next 20 minutes or so with you, answering all of our community's questions, or at least 5 every Saturday, another 5 every Sunday. I appreciate you joining me here today. If you want to read along with the questions, you can do so at stephencabral.com/3711. Let's dive right in, answering every single weekend all things wellness, weight loss, weight gain, anti-aging, high performance health. If it has to do with health and wellness, it is fair game. And of course, I don't do any prep work for these, and we don't edit your questions in any way. So feel free to write in at stephencabral.com/askcabral. And I would answer it just like as if we bumped into each other at a cafe or the Reimagining Health Summit, which is the live event we do every year in October, November timeframe. All right, Darren is up next. Darren's up first. Hey, Dr. Cabral, I recently did a health assessment where everything went well except my practitioner telling me I'm overweight according to my BMI, which is 26. She then went off textbookedly saying to exercise more, eat fruits and veggies, etc. I already do all that for years. I'm 5'6", 161 pounds, lean, muscular, six-pack abs, around 10% body fat. How can I still be overweight? Yeah, and so it's true. I talk about BMI all the time because BMI is a real thing. In the health and fitness field, we like to look down upon it. And I get it, but that's because if you're in the shape that you are, Darren, you're in the 1% of the population. That's the truth. Way lower than 1% of the population, right? I mean, does 1 out of 10 people have six-pack abs? Of course not. It's more like 0.01%, right? So it's a very small amount. But BMI applies for the vast majority of people. So your BMI should ideally be between essentially a 19 and 25. That's the easiest way to look at it, right? And so then if you're between a 25 and a 29, you're considered overweight. And above a 29, you're considered then obese. These aren't labels that you need to put on yourself. Just like I don't need to put a label on myself back in the day that I was someone with autoimmune issues or Addisons disease or type 2 diabetes or MCAS or POTS or insomnia, any of those things, right? You don't need the label. But it does mean that there's an imbalance. And if you don't want the potential for certain types of cancers or diabetes or heart disease or dementia, we want to lose weight. It is a real thing, right? Okay, but I've talked about this on many shows. For someone like yourself, you are lean, so if your body fat is below a 14% for males, so BMI is not going to apply as much to you, right? For females, if your body fat's below a 18 to 20%, BMI is not going to apply to you as much. It's just, that's the way that is. You have more muscle on your body. I will say though, that not for you, but if you were 5'6", 200 pounds and 10% body fat, you're obviously a bodybuilder in amazing shape, right? However, that is still detrimental to the heart and the organs. Just want to put that out there. That type of weight on the organs can be challenging at that weight. For you, I think you're fine. Honestly, my BMI is a 25 or just a little above. I'm 5'8", 165, 167 pounds or so, low body fat. And so it just kind of is what it is. But I actually don't allow it to go too high. I used to be 5'8", 200 pounds and, in pretty good shape. But that's when I was lifting heavy and doing all the things to try to get there. I wasn't in great health, I could tell you that. But yeah, anyway, everybody has to find the right weight for them. This is the right weight for me that I can maintain literally for life. And so that's why it works for me. All right, Jenny's up next. Jenny, hi, Dr. Cabral. I have a question about garlic. In a recent podcast, you talked about the many benefits of garlic and consuming at least a clove a day. Do we get the same great benefits of garlic, including cancer prevention, if it's cooked, roasted, baked as part of a recipe, etc., or does it need to be eaten raw? I know you talked about smashing it and letting it sit for 5 minutes. Thank you. Okay, great question. So you get the benefits whether you take it as a supplement, as aged garlic, and it's as a powder. You get the benefits whether it's cooked, and especially great if it's in a tomato sauce, or whether it's smashed and it's raw and you swallow it. The reason I talked about smashing it and eating it raw is if you have parasites. You don't necessarily need to do that if you don't have parasites, although it can be good and cleansing for the digestive tract, right? It can kill a lot of things on the way down. I personally do not do that. I have done it many times in the past. I just don't do it. Sometimes I'll do it if I'm doing the Equalife parasite cleanse, but I don't do it as part of my regular routine. However, my wife cooks with garlic all the time. And so we have it with dinner essentially all the time. Probably 4 or 5 times a week. So yes, You get great benefits however you consume the garlic. And it's been shown too to do really well with olive oil and to do really well with tomatoes, with the lycopene, et cetera, in the tomatoes, the oleic acid in the olive oil. All right. So no, keep on consuming that garlic however you want. I also consume aged garlic each day as well as part of my supplement routine. All right, Julie's up next. Julie says, hi, Dr. Cabral. My daughter, age 3 at the time, was diagnosed with Mycobacterium Avium complex, MAC. It took a while to properly diagnose and be treated because it's so rare in children. She was put on multiple medications, including antibiotics, for about 2 years. She is now 9 and doing great, but we recently noticed symptoms of Raynaud's syndrome. While I'm waiting for an endocrinologist appointment, I was hoping to see if you had any insight as to what would put her in a compromised state to begin with to be able to contract MAC. And now, should I be testing and treating her with protocols to make sure her rain barrel isn't overflowing? And if so, what would you suggest at this young age? Okay, I mean, that's really what we need to do. So we don't know what her gut looked like when she was 3 years old. Did she take antibiotics earlier in life? Did she not develop the proper bacterial balance in the gut? Did the gut wall, the intestinal wall, not heal and seal properly? Again, I don't know these things. It's really difficult to say. The very best labs that you can run with kids is called the Vitamin Tox Test. That's our starter kit. You can just find it by going to stephencabral.com/starter-kit, or everything is just at stephencabral.com/shop. That takes you over to Equilife. And you can either work with an Equilife coach there, or you can work with an integrative health practitioner. Any company they have is great. We don't have any affiliation with them, but you're welcome to work with them as well. That's definitely what I would recommend. Like, without a doubt, that is what I would recommend. And then you get a much more personalized plan to see what is going on, because Raynaud's is typically inflammatory based, oftentimes higher stress based. And actually, what I would add for your daughter too is probably that IgG food sensitivity test for sure. Those 3 lab tests, my daughters run, by the way, every single year. All right. And they ran them when they were 9 as well, but now they're 11 and 13. They keep on growing every single year. All right, Trish is up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. Hope you and your family are doing well. I have a quick question regarding the GLP-Tone and Metavolve systems. I've done them both, and I love them both. I'm currently on Metavolve and have been for the last few months. I don't follow the diet plan it comes with strictly, but I do follow your baseline of the Mediterranean diet. I feel really good, and I'm losing weight just more slowly. I'm 56, postmenopausal, and I'm on the healing on the inside out. My question is, can both of these systems be used long-term? Are they safe to do so when I do transition off of Metavolve? Do I need to do it slowly? Thank you for creating such amazing supplements to assist us in this lifelong journey of health. Yeah, 100%. So just a quick synopsis. The GLP-1 tone system is to help curb appetite, help with weight loss, better balance overall inflammation in the body, and produce more GLP-1 for fat burning, right? Metavolve helps with all the reasons for weight gain and fat accumulation, poor sleep, low thyroid, high cortisol, higher levels of inflammation, and then it has some thermogenic effects in there from Capsamax. I mean, it's an unbelievable product, the first of its kind with an AM and PM fat burning supplement. It sounds hypey, I totally get it, but it's guaranteed to work. Like, that's the nice thing. And it's all clinically backed. You can literally look at all the ingredients, and it's absolutely incredible. And it's super expensive for us to make. There's not even what they call a lot of margin. There's just not. Like, the product's unbelievable. And we have a lot of people in our practice who want to lose weight. So they can both be used together. They do completely different things. One's boosting your GLPs. The other one is helping with all the different things that I spoke about, thyroid, cortisol, sleep, etc. But they both help for weight loss. Or you can just choose one or the other. Whatever works for you, honestly. Whatever works for you. Okay, so next is whatever one you are, and you can use these for life. That's the thing. They're nutritional supplements which give you the extracts. You may not need to. Once you reach your weight loss goal, then you can begin to taper. So that's what we're going to talk about right now. GLP-1 tone, you can literally use for life. And I've actually started taking it. I'm not even looking for weight loss, but it's berberine and glucovantage, the patented form, turmeric, ginger, EGCG, and resveratrol. Those are all things I want in my body, like without a doubt, right? And then the GLP-Tone system comes with a special probiotic that has Akkermansia. So anyway, I'm using it right now, not even for weight loss, for overall inflammation and the benefits that you get for overall longevity. But okay, Metavolve I'm not using because I don't have the cortisol issues, the thyroid issues, the weight gain issues, the sleep issues, etc. Okay, so that's why. How would you transition? You would go from a full serving down to, so instead of 2 in the morning, 2 at night, you would go to 1 in the morning, 1 at night. And you would stay on that for 3 to 4 weeks, make sure there's no rebound weight gain. And then after the 3 to 4 weeks, you come down to just none, right? You would do none. And so then you would make sure there's no rebound weight gain. All right. And there shouldn't be, as long as because again, the body's getting healthier over time. You just have to make sure that you're following the other protocols to get that body healthy over time, such as your functional medicine detoxes, rebalance your gut, rebalance your hormones, etc. All right. One more question today. And by the way, everybody can check these out at stephencabral.com/shop. In the search box, just type in GLP or type in Metavolve, and you'll see the 2 different systems for weight loss. Bob says, hello, Dr. Ball. I wanted to ask for your thoughts on what might cause and what to do with this issue. I normally walk about 10,000 steps a day and either at mornings or nights have a longer walk of about 5,000 to 6,000 steps and make up the remaining steps throughout the day. But when taking the longer walk, I've noticed it seems my hands start to swell while walking. I even noticed it in my wrists as my watch band gets very tight. I don't pump my arms very much when walking, and it feels harder to make a fist when this happens. Any advice on this for me? It does seem to go back to normal after stopping in a few hours. Well, this is interesting. One, it could be from the heat. So if you're in a hot environment, the heat can cause swelling. The second is that vasodilation, walking, movement can cause some swelling as well. The third could be a histamine response to the heat or the sweat or the movement, which could also cause the vasodilation and swelling. But it also could be a vascular issue. And I would say that if what I was talking about, again, I have to just share with you again, I can't provide medical advice, medical treatments, medical cures, medical diagnosis. If this continues, I would absolutely bring this to your doctor, to your physician. That's why we do want doctors, right? That's why we do want medical doctors to bring them this and say, hey, this is what happens. Should I be looked at in terms of vascular-based issues or even something like thoracic outlet syndrome? All right, Bob, hopefully that was helpful. And thank you so much, everyone, for writing into the show. As always, I will be back tomorrow with our second Cabral House Call of the weekend. Take care. Have a great start to your week.